everyone, and welcome to the 26th episode of the Londonderry View. And we have tonight with us Erin Brodman, who is usually behind the scenes doing all of this for us, setting up, running, everything that makes this happen for us. But she is here tonight with us as part of our panel, and we're thrilled to have you with us, Erin.
Well, thank you for having me on. It's nice to be on this side of the camera for a change.
It feels different, doesn't it?
Yes.
It's exciting to have you sitting here with us tonight.
Thank you for filling in for Kirby.
Oh,
She's
no
not in
problem.
tonight, so we appreciate it.
Thank you,
I'd like to, we have several topics we want to cover tonight, so I'd like to start with our town news. The elections are coming up.
Yes, they are.
On March 13th, and today I read the Londonderry Times, had 2 letters to the editor in it, and I don't know if any of us had a chance to read the paper yet today. I just grabbed one this afternoon and gave a quick read to it. There were 2 letters. Apparently, there's someone else that is going to be running against you
Yeah, I was
for a town clerk
absolutely.
position.
Yes.
And in reading both letters, what the letters seemed to focus on was the only reason this other person is running is because Sherry should not be running unopposed. And that was my take on reading the letter.
That's what I
She
heard,
felt very
yeah.
strongly that that Sherry should not be running unopposed. That's not, people should have a choice. So I guess I'm curious, I would like to ask this woman who's running why she chose tax collector, because isn't Jim
Town
Butler?
clerk.
Right,
Town-
yeah,
that's-
I mean,
yeah,
I'm sorry.
No worries, town clerk.
Town clerk,
Town
I'm sorry.
clerk. Tax collector is an appointed position, so it
okay.
does get confusing. Yeah.
And why isn't she just running for town council if she feels so strongly that people should be
Right.
unopposed? Why isn't she running against Jim Butler? Why did she choose
The town
the
clerk
town clerk's
position, right,
position?
right.
I think you've been doing a fantastic job.
Thank you, Kathy. Thank you. I appreciate
And I
it.
agree.
Thank you.
think-
It's been
And
4
she
years.
didn't pay us
for-
to say any of this.
Oh,
We're
no,
just
this
saying
is
all our own
seeing
feelings.
what
Thank you.
Sherry does over there.
Right.
Kind of like the Miss Mayor of
thank you.
Londonderry.
Thank
You know
you.
so many people around town.
I
and
sincerely love our town.
you love the
I
town.
do.
And you're always doing whatever you can to help people.
Thank you.
Outside of your
Yeah.
job description, you're out there personally trying to help people do things and get answers to things.
24 hours a day, literally.
You're always
Thank you.
trying to help, and you do a wonderful job. You perform marriages.
I do. That was something 4 years ago when I first was elected. Kevin Smith and I decided that it would be something wonderful to offer the community. So when a couple comes in to do their marriage license, they can also choose to get married right away at that same time. And actually the money that we bring in for those marriages, $75, remains entirely with the town. And just about everything else we do, a marriage license, $50. 47 of it goes to the state, and 3 of it stays in the town. But by bringing in marriages, by me performing them, all of that money stays with our town, and it's ended up being, close, a little under 5,000 just this
So that's
year
added
alone.
revenue for the town coffers.
It really is clear
Yeah.
money.
And you actually come up with the idea of doing the, what do you call it?
The art.
The art.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
which is a wonderful thing.
Thank you.
You
what-
know,
makes it
because
a
it
little
kind
bit
of
more,
makes it
adds
a
to the
little
ceremony.
dressy. Yes,
Yeah.
it definitely
you.
does. And that was a great idea of doing that.
Thank you, Bonnie.
Yeah,
'cause-
that makes a
yeah,
difference.
Well, it's warm, and even though it's a quick 5-minute ceremony,
Right.
But it's warm, it's romantic. People get teary, and I make it very personal and memory for the couple there. And shout out to Benson's Hardware right here in our own town. They donated that arch to me. I was
Which is
eyeing it,
nice.
and trying not to spend my own money to buy it, honestly. And and they were wonderful and saw a good use for it and donated it. So.
And you actually came to the senior center and did a
Oh,
marriage
thank
there
you.
for us.
Yes.
Kathy, that was a
At
great
the
there, and
center
that was very
of
nice.
2 of our members.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Which was a wonderful thing.
Thank
You
you.
know, it made their
It-
day, and
Yeah.
it was really, a
was
nice
very
thing
special.
to do. It was
Thank
special
you.
It
to
was
them.
something that the woman really
Sadly,
wanted-
she's passed, and
Yes,
we all
yes.
miss her.
Yeah.
But thank you. That was one of the things that I've brought in the last 4 years. It definitely is a full-time job. There's no benefits or any glory as
No.
far as vacation days or sick days or anything that, because it's an elected position, which a lot of people are, it's confusing. It was confusing for me at first too, but there's just so much to be done, and there's lots of certifications that I've had to take so that I'm a qualified town clerk, a certified town clerk in the state of New Hampshire. I'm on the legislative committee for our state, so I have a voice in all the bills that go before our Senate and our House. And and most importantly, I believe the town clerk is a voice for every resident in the community. And my cell phone is out there. People call me, as I said earlier, 24 hours a day, and I am grateful that they do. My phone is by my bed, and that's what I believe a town clerk should be. Yes, it's important, in our democracy to have people running and to have the freedom to run, but it's just my hope and prayer that when someone is running, that it's for the residents, for the people.
Right, and that they
for the
take
right
it to
reason.
heart, like
Right.
you do,
Thank
not
you.
just because, hey, that lady's running unopposed, I think I'll run against her.
Thank you, because an
And
awful
that's-
lot of work goes into
And
these
that
elections.
appears to be
yeah.
what the motive is in reading the letter. To me, that's what I took away when I read that letter today.
Well, thank you,
That
Kathy.
was
I didn't think we
their
were going to talk
motivation
about this,
was
but
just
thank you. I
because
appreciate
you're
it.
unopposed.
Thank
Don't
you.
forget, you're on the Senior Resource Committee too.
Thank you, right,
Which
that's
is a great thing because
right.
you're helping all the seniors that can be helped. And the
Thank you.
seniors need you.
Bonnie, thank you very much.
That's fair. And you've showed up
Yeah.
at the senior center
Yeah,
at different
thank
you. To help
times.
out.
To help
Great.
out serve and
Thank
you know
you.
you've done a
you.
lot. You take
Yeah.
your job to heart.
I do take it to heart.
And you do a lot of extra that don't need to be done.
Thank you. Bonnie. I
And
think, yeah.
I know
thank you.
something else that you've done, I've heard, here and there during meetings and whatnot,
yeah.
to help generate more revenue for Londonderry, which taxpayers probably are totally unaware of with
Thank
the
you.
car rental from
Thank
the
you.
Manchester
Kathy,
Airport.
Thank you.
Tell us
yeah.
about that.
That was a huge undertaking throughout the last year. And Christy Campbell actually noticed something, and then I went to bat in contacting different car companies that were involved, working with people in Boston and throughout the state. And thanks to that hard work, I was able to bring in an extra $310,000 to our revenue this year alone.
Excellent.
And that will be seen each year with more monies to follow. It could well be close to 400,000 more cars coming in. So thank you, because a lot of
And
people
that
have no idea.
helps to offset
Absolutely.
generating revenue like
Right.
that. And I bet there aren't too many people around town that know that.
No,
I
you're
didn't
not.
even know
And
that,
that's-
so I
Yeah.
think that's a really
That's
good
a
thing for
big-
people
A
to
Yeah,
hefty
hear
big
chunk
about.
of
thing.
money
Yeah.
to bring
Thank you.
in.
And people don't realize that when you look at the description of a town clerk,
Mm-hmm.
elections, vital records, invoices. I'm also the supervisor of our clerk's office, so
Mm-hmm.
that involves 3 full-time, wonderful shout out to the clerks. I mean, they are amazing
Mm-hmm.
with what they do. That office, it's just a gift. And then we have our part-time clerk, and Diane, our tax collector, is phenomenal. We are a team. And that, I think, is the other thing that's difficult here, because we
Right.
work so well together, and I believe we're a family. And that's, I think, what the residents see and feel when they walk in.
Well, I have a senior friend that thinks you're like family. And when she was selling her home and was going to move, and she was very distraught over that, she didn't want to. And you brought her over to the housing, and you helped her do the moving, and you really went
Above and
beyond
beyond.
for that.
Thank you.
And
Bonnie.
she
Appreciate
appreciated
Thank
that.
you, guys. Thank you.
And that's just a resident that's 90 and above and didn't want to,
Thank
you
you,
know,
Bonnie.
that you do it because it's in your heart
Because
Right.
I
and
do,
not
yeah.
because
Thank
It's
you.
you
done
just
out of-
want a job.
Thank
Right.
you.
It's done out of sincerity.
I
And you,
appreciate it,
you
guys.
truly care about people.
Yeah.
And
Thank you, and I'm hoping that it will be the people of Londonderry's wish to re-elect me on March 13th. It is my greatest honor to serve this community, and call my cell phone anytime if you'd ever like to meet for coffee and talk more about my hopes and dreams moving forward. for our community, please do. I'd love it. And girls, you just about brought me to tears. Poor Erin didn't expect this on her first guest appearance with us.
Okay,
but,
so
but
we'll
thank
talk about
you.
something
now
happy.
Now
Okay.
to the hop. To the
Yeah.
hop.
To the hop, to the hop.
Hop. Okay.
So
Thank you, though. Thank you.
Yesterday at the Senior Center, we did our Doo-Wop Sock Hop. And we had entertainment. It was all centered around the 1950s. So this one over here dressed as Pinky Tuscanero.
Oh my
She had a pink wig on. She had
pictures up there.
She had the electronic cigarette hanging out of her mouth. She had a pink satin jacket that said "Pink Lady" on the back.
Okay.
The white sneakers.
Yeah, you definitely have to give me pictures of that so we can include it.
And
She looked pretty sharp herself.
good.
with
Did you
her
have a
poodle
ponytail?
skirt.
I had a ponytail with the pink scarf,
Okay.
the
Yeah.
pink neckerchief,
Yeah.
Erin,
the
we
black
should have been there.
T-shirt, and a bright pink poodle skirt.
Yeah.
And then I bought one of those crinolines, so it puffed out the
Oh,
skirt
yeah,
even
yep.
more.
Yep.
It looked.
The white sneakers, the white socks, bobby socks with the little pink poodle on the socks.
Oh, that's cute.
So yeah, I did up the whole outfit, and
Oh, I would.
it was great. We had the police department inspired all of this. They wanted to do something for the seniors. And I kept ribbing them. I was like, hey, the fire department does this Thanksgiving luncheon for the seniors every year. It's like, come on, guys, you got to step up to the plate here. So Lieutenant Kim Bernard was great. And oh my God, talk about a funny character. He had me. He came over to help decorate the other night. I was literally like laying on the floor laughing because wasn't
Oh
he?
my God.
Had us in stitches, like everything out of his mouth.
Oh, just his personality.
His
is funny.
personality is
Okay.
he's
He's
hysterical.
got a wonderful
He
personality.
does have.
He
a shout out
does.
to Kim.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
No, and
he spearheaded on his end of it, and
did.
he got food from prosciutto's, Italian food. So that was the food that was served, spaghetti stuff with salads and rolls and.
And don't forget Kathy's beautiful cupcakes.
Oh, we gotta
yes.
put a picture of
You gotta get a
you gotta
picture
get
of the
a picture.
cupcake.
Yeah, this
Do
was
We have a
amazing.
picture of the cupcake.
You
I'm
sent
sure I
me
have
one.
a
Yeah, you
picture,
sent
yeah.
me one.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh,
So
unbelievable.
there were chocolate cupcakes I made, but then you make this Italian meringue buttercream frosting, so it looks like a whipped cream, and a chocolate ganache drizzles over the top, looks like a chocolate syrup over
that
it.
sounds
And then it hardens and sprinkles and the cherry. It looks like an ice cream sundae, but it's a
Oh,
cake
okay.
with icing.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
And they're delicious because it's not too sickening sweet icing, It's
Good, yeah.
very, very time consuming to make it, but yeah, I did over 100 cupcakes.
I wish we had one right here.
Yeah.
They're so good.
They
like-
are good. Oh my
But
goodness.
so that
and
was
they're
the
not
dessert, and
Yeah.
and the entertainment we had. I get from Big Smile Entertainment Company out of Massachusetts. They do different types of shows. They were wonderful, right? Sang songs from the 50s. The girls had poodle skirts on. The guy went off stage, came back as Elvis and sang Elvis songs. It was an interactive show, so they did a bubblegum blowing contest. So some of the women got up on stage and were all trying to blow
that's-
bubbles.
yeah.
That's one thing I never mastered was how
Yeah.
to blow a
I
bubble.
used to blow bubbles good.
Why didn't
Yes,
you get up there and try
I
it?
didn't want to.
Did the majority of people dress up for it, or?
We had several women that came in like the jean
Rolled up
capris,
jeans.
like rolled
Okay,
up,
yep.
and socks, and
Yeah.
things in their hair, and neckerchiefs on,
Yeah.
So yeah, they got into the spirit of it.
Oh, good.
They were singing
Yeah.
because it was all the
was
songs they knew from the
nice.
50s that they
Yeah.
grew up with as teenagers.
Yeah,
Oh.
And-
it was
That
fantastic.
sounds
Yeah.
like a
There
lot
was
of
no
fun.
other way. It was
Hey.
really.
It was really good.
To you
yeah.
guys, really.
It was
Kathy,
really good. I have a
boy,
group of
Bonnie,
seniors that
that
helped
was,
to help me stapling and putting up decorations.
Oh, my
One of our
gosh.
members, Wayne, had a jukebox he brought in that played CDs, so we put that up on stage. It was like about that tall. And then he had a little tabletop one.
Yeah.
So I set up a little bistro table with ice cream chairs that we borrowed from Amy at Town Hall, and set that up with a scenery backdrop, and a cardboard jukebox with lights on the back of it. And
Oh, we need pictures
It
so
was-
that everyone at home can see.
yes,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
Erin, I'll get you the pictures
Yeah,
for that.
that'd be
Yeah.
great.
Congratulations, guys. You
So
were
that
amazing
was
with
a-
what you accomplished.
It was a
over
lot of fun. We gave them all
Yeah.
goodie bags. Coca-Cola donated the 8-ounce glass Coca-Cola bottles. So Bonnie helped me to put together goodie bags. And when they walked in the door, you got a goodie bag and a bottle of Coke to
Oh,
take
nice.
home
Oh
with you.
my gosh, how fun.
So-
Hey, that's
Yeah,
wonderful.
It was a fun day. It
Yeah.
really was. And it was funny. But they all laughed when I had the cigarette
Oh, the
all day. I had
It
hanging
only
on
came
them.
out so she could put food in her mouth.
Oh, okay.
And then when she was done eating, the cigarette went back in.
Yeah.
And she had the sunglasses on. We'll
Oh,
get you
yeah.
the picture.
Okay.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
was
this
good.
is going to be great.
It was
Yeah.
fun doing it.
Oh,
You know,
that
it
was
was,
fun,
it was,
My goodness.
different.
Wow.
It went from a little bit, then all of a sudden, first I got the jacket, then that day before I went and got the wig and the glasses, it was like, you got
She shows up at the senior center yesterday morning, right, and the door was locked, and she's like, and she's got the cigarette hanging out of her mouth. She's like, like tough guy, let me in. It was
so
great.
sweet.
It looked
Oh,
It was
good.
good. We had a good
Fun
time.
good
It
stuff,
really looked
boy.
good.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we're going to have to crash that the next time.
I know.
We'll have to
yeah,
go over
definitely.
and
At least have us get a camera there so we can maybe
Can
record
film it.
some of
Yeah.
it too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that is
that
a
would
great
have
idea
been a good
too,
thing.
for an
Yeah.
end of the year show, like, or just an
Yeah.
end of the year
Yeah.
town happening.
I've got more events coming up, so
Yeah, let
I
us
will
know.
let
Yeah,
you know what's
definitely.
happening when.
Yeah.
That's great.
So,
Boy, well,
but,
congratulations, guys.
So enough of fun stuff. We unfortunately have a tragedy that hit the
Yeah.
country yesterday. We need
Yeah.
to make mention of the shooting
Our
down in
will.
Parkland, Florida.
Parkland, Florida. Our
Yeah.
hearts, our
That was-
prayers. We're
That was
so
very
sorry.
heartbreaking. I come home yesterday from the center having a wonderful time, and I turned on the TV, and I was like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
what is going
Oh my
on?
gosh.
I mean, and they wouldn't even say at that time how many people were
Oh,
killed.
yeah.
They just said 14 injured
Right.
and numerous
It's heartbreaking.
deaths. It's absolutely heartbreaking. I mean,
Yeah.
that you think that somebody at 18 and 19 years old could even think of doing
And
this.
plan something like that.
And
Yeah,
they
it was so
said,
premeditated.
Yeah, and they said they think the final draw was he had lost his father. He's adopted,
Okay.
and he had lost his adopted father,
Yeah.
and his mother passed
Right.
away like a week ago.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know it was a week
A
ago.
week or two from the flu, complications of
gosh.
the flu.
See, I didn't know it was that recent.
Now,
Wow.
maybe he planned on this anyway, but maybe that was something that triggered him off
Yeah.
to get, him thinking. I
Yeah.
don't know. Maybe he didn't care if he lived or died no more, that both his parents were gone. I mean, whatever, he definitely, I think, had mental
Well, he had
issues. You
mental
have
issues.
to.
Yeah.
And they found out today, they said that he had some autism.
Oh, I didn't hear
Yes,
that.
that was on the news
Okay.
tonight. They broke
Didn't
in.
they say this was so premeditated that back, when was it, like about a year ago? Yeah, there was a post on YouTube
Yes.
by the killer that he could be a professional school
Yeah.
shooter.
Exactly. Yep.
And there was a gentleman by the name of Benite who contacted the FBI, spoke to them for 20 minutes, and apparently the FBI claimed that they checked into it, but they couldn't find out who it was.
Right. They couldn't get like a location accurate name or anything like that to trace it or anything. So
And I just don't understand with today's technology.
I know,
if
I
you
was
could
thinking
trace
that
phone
too.
calls and
Yeah.
like, how could you not? And then why didn't the school officials follow up? And so many children that were interviewed said, we knew this was going to happen. He was this, he was that, he was, strange.
because he also was posting stuff on his Facebook
Right.
with like guns and
Right,
So
and showing kids
there
on
was
his phone pictures
behavior
of guns.
there that
Right, so
it was
this wasn't due to the death of his mother. This was
No.
something
No,
that
it
was,
was right.
But I mean,
he
it
was
might have been
planning.
at that
He had
time.
been planning this.
Right, but that
For
might
over
have
a year,
been
he's been
the,
planning it.
right, but this might have been the trigger that made him do it. I mean,
to
how
me,
they say
anything could have
something
triggered him.
triggers, right,
Yeah.
but they say
But
something
something,
triggers your brain.
Right.
And that might have been like the last draw, and he says, I'm doing it now. Not that that's a right thing.
And then
Yeah.
didn't they say he pulled the fire alarm so he would
Yes.
be able to
Yes,
get
so people
more
would come
people
out. Yeah.
to get everybody out?
Everybody out in the hall, he pulled the fire alarm.
Yeah.
It's
then-
scary.
I think, nowadays, kids, if somebody's showing you pictures of guns, and you go tell a teacher or a
Anything,
school authority,
anything.
okay, and nothing's happening, and this kid's still coming to your school, go to the police.
Yeah.
Go talk to the police, and the heck with your authority figures at the school.
Yeah.
If they're not, the teachers received from, like, I don't know if the superintendent's office, they received memos about this kid.
Oh, okay, wow.
So why? Where was the FBI in all
with
this?
everything that's-
Who dropped the ball? Okay, we can say yes, mental illness needs to be addressed. However, all these warning signs are coming out that
And
all
it
these warning
happened.
signs were there.
Well, that's what gets me with,
So who dropped the
yeah.
ball on this?
You know what dropped the ball? These assault rifles. They have to get those.
Yeah, those assault
Those are,
ones,
there is
right.
no need for them.
That
The guns don't
caliber.
shoot themselves, though.
But not
guns-
a gun. I'm not saying
But you shouldn't
anything
be able
about
to
the
buy
guns.
that
They
type of a
shouldn't
gun.
be able
No,
to buy
unless you're
those.
police.
No, but
Those
they
you-
get, you can get other people to buy guns for you.
But I'm talking about the guns they have
But
a
if
little
you-
more
yeah.
control over when somebody's shooting. Not those assault
Yeah,
rifles.
Right.
Those should never, they said
No,
that. They had a big thing on that. Those should never be
Those should be
sold.
banned
They're
for the regular
They're for the
person.
people in the army,
Army,
you
not
know,
in
the
the service.
service.
Poli- yes,
Right.
They're
but
not for people to be
No.
Yeah.
There is no reason for,
for any
those.
layperson to have that. No.
Regular guns, yes, I'm all for,
Sure.
you know,
Yeah.
there's no reason, because it is the person that does it. But why
Oh
these
my
assault rifles?
That do
Yeah.
so much damage so
Yeah.
quickly.
Yeah.
The only thing with that is, I understand what you're saying, but if they aren't a stable person, then they would acquire it one way or another, whether
another.
it's legal or illegal.
Illegal.
you
They're gonna
know?
find
Yeah,
a way.
they're gonna find a way, but at least it would help a
They
little bit
Yeah.
to keep it down a little
Dissuade
bit.
them.
Yeah.
Because he passed everything to get the gun.
Yeah.
Everything
Passed
was
everything.
done
Everything
legally.
was done legally.
Yeah.
It's strange.
It is.
And
yeah.
scary. It's a town very similar to Londonderry in population and all, and
Really?
it just breaks my heart. I mean,
It's
Your
seeing
kids
it
go
on-
to school thinking, oh, it's
Yeah.
Valentine's Day, I'm going to
I
school,
know,
right? Like,
yeah.
and then to have that happen, it's just
It's awful.
Now I can understand why
disturbing.
people want to homeschool
homeschool your
their
children.
Yeah.
I mean,
To
really,
protect
if I
them.
had children in school right now, I think of my
Scary.
grandchildren all the time going to school.
Oh,
You just want to hug them and kiss them before they
Yep,
leave
and
the door
just,
because
yeah.
you just don't know. It was never like that. When they
No.
went to school, you knew they were returning home from school.
You know, but
You
another
always do.
thing too, like one of the people on the news last night said, he could have mowed them down with a car. When everybody came out of school, it didn't even have to be an assault
yeah.
rifle.
Right.
It could have
Oh,
just been
yeah.
his car.
yeah.
You know, he's intent on killing people.
Right.
He's going to do whatever.
Right.
You know,
That's true. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
so
30 years ago, we never would have thought we'd be talking about things like this.
No,
You know,
and look how
20,
many. There's
It's
been
so
18
scary.
I was
just this
yeah.
year.
I was saying that to somebody earlier today that when I went to school, all we had was fire drills.
Right.
Now they have lockdown drills
I
and all
know
that.
it.
You know,
It's-
you didn't have to worry about that when I was a kid.
No.
And
Scary
just-
for these
yeah,
kids
Just
today.
a few years
Yeah.
ago, they were told, okay, you've got to hide, and get in a corner and hide.
Yeah.
Now we tell them, no, you want to get out and flee and try to get to safety. I mean, it's very scary.
Yeah.
And it's not just our schools. I mean, don't you feel that when you walk
everywhere.
into a mall
Yes,
or a movie
definitely.
it
theater
can
now?
happen anywhere.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's such
Any
a sad
public
thing that's
venue.
happened, right?
Yeah.
Wherever
Concerts,
you are.
Yeah,
wherever.
I think of that going to the
yes.
garden. You know, what is it called now?
Is it
You know,
TD Garden?
TD
Yeah,
Garden.
yes,
Yeah.
the name is.
I mean,
Used to be
now
Boston
you're in a
Garden.
group with
Right.
all those people. I mean, you know, you kind of think maybe I shouldn't go there, but
and
you
that's what
can't
they
live
are.
your
Yep,
life
that's
thinking
right.
that.
Yeah.
You've got to go on, and you really can't. I do.
Yeah,
I,
I know
to be
you have-
honest
yeah.
with you, I do. I
Yeah.
say it all the time.
Yeah.
I don't want to go there in a crowd.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because-
Yeah, no.
I know it's always kind of there in the back of your mind when you're at a
Right.
big place like
Yeah.
that, but like Kathy says, my mom tells me that all the time. You can't live your life in
No,
fear
you
because
don't.
then they win.
You're
Right.
right,
So
that's
Yeah.
right
Right.
too.
Yeah.
And more metal detectors and, and going
I
into
don't know
different
what we
places.
need.
I don't know where it's
Yeah.
going to head from here.
I
but
think what
no.
needs to happen is, like I said previously, that all these warning signs were there. Teachers were warned. If you're warned, okay, let's bring in the FBI. We know where this kid lives. Let's start checking on him. Let's get a warrant.
yeah.
Search the premises, search his computer. Get the phone records,
Right.
Yeah.
you know?
It's sad.
So somewhere somebody dropped the ball down in Florida.
And
Very
you know,
unfortunate.
again, our hearts are with everyone in Florida.
Everybody.
All the families, our hearts just break for you, and you are in our prayers and will always be. So,
And I think the Attorney General, I don't know if you heard her speak.
I know I
She
didn't
spoke.
Bonnie.
She spoke yesterday, and she said that they're paying for all the funerals, and the funeral homes have come forward, and they're paying for all the hospitalization of these people
Good.
and the
Praise to
funerals
God.
of these people,
Good.
which I thought was a wonderful thing
Yeah, thank
for them
goodness,
to.
amen.
Not that
Right.
it helps them,
But-
but it kind of eases.
It gives one
Yeah.
aspect
Right.
of it they don't
Yeah.
have to worry about.
And
Right.
the people are they care, they're there, and they're doing what they can.
Right. It's really.
Was that authorized by Trump?
No, that wasn't.
You
authorized.
sure?
Positive.
I thought I saw
No,
something.
no, it
something
wasn't.
He
It was the
tweeted or said that,
No.
you know, we were going
He
to
just
stand
said he was
behind you
sorry.
and help you.
Yeah, and they wrote back like you stood behind Puerto Rico and like you stood behind.
We did send
No.
people down to Puerto Rico.
Puerto
Let's not
Rico's
even-
still in a mess. Let's go on to
Got
the
to
next
something
topic.
else. Puerto Rico's a different topic.
Different topic.
People have to want to help themselves too.
Yeah, no.
All
Okay.
right, girls, so
Next
which way we
topic.
gonna
Let's
go?
let's talk about Erin. You want to talk about
Yes,
the Olympics?
good one.
Sure. So I personally did not get to watch the Olympics, but I did follow some of
Some of
what
it's
was
so
going
exciting.
on. I want to watch it. I just don't have
Have
the
the
ability
time.
to at home. So I was noticing that there were two particular figure skaters, Eric Radford, who's Canadian, and Adam Rippon, who is American, and they both won medals. Eric won the gold for pairs skating, and Adam won bronze for just male single
Male
skating.
single skating, yeah.
And in the research that I was doing, they are the first openly gay skaters to be in the Olympics. There have been other skaters who have come out after the fact as being gay, but they were not open about it while they were competing in the Olympics. And I guess my thing was,
What does it matter?
well, what does it matter to, I guess, the Olympic Committee or whoever organizes these things that only now is it being openly, you know, that they can be comfortable with it?
You know what? I really don't care what your sexual orientation is. An athlete is an athlete.
Right.
You're there because of the skill
Your
level you
sport
bring
and-
to the sport.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
So it shouldn't matter.
I don't
what-
care if you're gay. I don't care if you're straight. You're an athlete. So I don't know why people feel they have to broadcast their sexuality. You're an athlete.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Right.
matter.
Doesn't matter what
I
you
mean,
do in your private
do you
life.
see like Shaun White? Okay, I'm a heterosexual snowboarder. No, he snowboards because he's great at what he does.
Yeah.
These guys are great skaters, so that's why you're there.
Right. I think
So why? I don't
maybe-
understand why.
I think
They
maybe
bring
they
attention
feel the
to their
need
sexual-
to, because so many people in the past have felt like they couldn't
to hide.
even say that they were
Right.
Had to
gay
hide
or
their
whatever
Yeah,
they
but
were.
but it doesn't. Your sexual orientation has nothing to do with your skating ability or your snowboarding ability or
Right,
or
no, it
your
doesn't.
skeleton ability. You know,
Yeah.
or luge ability. You know what I mean?
And the other part of it is I don't know if it's other countries that have an issue with it that make them feel like they can't be open about it, but
Oh, no, I
I-
didn't see anything on that. That's a good point, Erin. You wonder where it's really coming from.
yeah.
But I
'cause-
just don't I don't understand the need to bring your
Discuss it one way or
sexuality
the other.
into the sports arena.
Right, I agree.
Yeah.
Everybody is what they are.
Right.
And you know, they've reached that pinnacle of their sport.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic. But what did being gay do to make you be so great at
Right.
being a skater?
Yeah. I
You know, just
understand.
like being straight. What did being straight do for you? It has
Yeah.
nothing to do with the sport. And that's what I just don't understand. That's
Yeah.
my take on it.
I can see what
Who
you're saying because I
cares?
feel that way with like the awards shows and things when they make it about race.
Right.
Yeah. Why play the
which
card? Like, it has nothing
they have
to
to
do.
like they have to point it out, like, oh, this is the such and such
first
person
time,
of this
yeah.
race to
You know what?
win.
That's
You know,
true.
so
if
I
they
don't know.
didn't do that, then
Yeah.
it wouldn't
They're
draw
the ones that are
attention to it.
making
Yeah.
things worse.
Right.
You know what I mean
Yeah.
in society,
Yeah.
and making things more divisive than
Yeah.
than they are,
Yeah.
than they need to be.
I guess it's
And I just
something-
don't understand. I don't care what you are.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I think NBC, they said too, was criticized because people are saying that they only show like the certain ethnic Olympic skiers and skaters, or people that are just heterosexual. But
Oh, saying NBC's coverage was biased?
Yes, that's
Okay.
exactly right.
I think
I saw
you're
that
allowed.
online too.
I would think that they're covering all the events, and there are so many different events. You've got different
Right.
events going on at the same time at different arenas and different locations, and you can only see so much televised. Like one channel might be covering one thing, another channel might be covering something else. You know.
You know, I will say in the pictures I saw of both men, just kind of looking at it from the other side, boy, there was such joy and freedom in the pictures, though, that you know, I'm sure if you've been oppressed for years and through generations, and that now you're there with the gold and the bronze, and you can proudly acknowledge your sexuality.
But don't you
There's
think-
something, you know, I mean, that picture was worth taking, you know.
But
I mean,
don't you
it's
think some of that elation is just because I won a gold medal because I'm a
Yes,
great
yeah.
skater?
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
fantastic at what I do. That's
Absolutely.
why I have the gold. That's why I have the bronze.
Yeah, it's,
I won a medal.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
because
that's probably where
of
it
what I was
needs to
able to
be.
do.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, being gay did not make me skate any faster than the guy from Norway, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's I just don't understand
Yeah, it's-
why you have to bring your sexuality into it. To me, it has nothing to do with the sport.
Good point.
And that's my take. Sorry, guys, but that's my take.
No, good point. No, and yeah, very, very well taken. And
What's your take on it?
Bonnie, yeah, what's your thought on it?
I see nothing wrong with them saying what they said. I mean, if that made them feel
Yeah,
good
the pride
about
that they
themselves,
felt. Yeah,
then that's
No,
good. There
yeah.
is no difference.
Because I can't imagine
feel,
having
I
to
don't
hide.
feel one way or the
Yeah,
other. If that's the way they feel,
Right.
they deserve to say what they want to say. They just won medals.
yeah.
And if that's how
Well,
they feel and they want to
their
let
little
it
moment,
out,
their voice, kind of like what you just gave me. Like you guys were wonderful to talk about the election, which I didn't expect, but it's kind of that same thing. You know, was it was it necessary to be here? But you know, but it was a wonderful gift to
Yes.
me, and
And-
I was probably
and-
smiling away too, like, wow, thank you. You know,
Yeah,
so
and-
probably similar.
yeah,
but I
feel
do
the
know what you're saying.
freedom.
Yeah,
the
it's like,
freedom
wow.
they feel like they were
Answer me
judged.
this then. Why are there, you always see on TV or hear about the LGBT, I don't even know if I have the letters right, parades? Do heterosexual people go out and have parades that I am heterosexual? You know, like, I don't understand.
They don't, but heterosexual people haven't had to go through what
Right,
gay
they-
people
that's
have had to
the
go
right.
through.
hiding,
Gay
the
people have to
secretive,
be
But
secretive.
This
pretending
is
you're someone you're not.
2018.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're
It's a whole
opening
new-
up.
Everybody, I mean, it should have been this way for the past few years. Like, to me, guys, it's not a big deal. You're gay, so what? But
Well, what's the big
It's
deal
not
about
to
them
us,
having their parade?
Maybe here,
I
but
mean,
there
if they
are other
want their
areas that
parade,
it is still a
they
big
should
deal.
be able to have their parade. They've been doing it for years.
Well, I can only
I know, but-
imagine
but
the
why?
taunting
because
and
they
the
want
nasty
to.
things.
Because they feel this is the way they open up and
Right.
they want to.
Because it's been hidden for
It's
so
been
long.
hidden
and
for so many
From
years.
childhood.
but we
from,
know
you know,
that we know everybody's different, and we know that people are out there that lead these lifestyles, which is fine. What I'm saying is, why do you have to constantly like broadcast your sexual orientation to the world? It's fine. It's fine. But I mean, you don't see heterosexual people having parades to say
They
it.
don't need to.
Well,
they
then
don't
why do
need
Because
you?
we've
to.
been free all these
They-
years.
We've been
had our
free.
freedom.
They don't need
But
to.
I don't
These
go around
people,
saying like what my sexual orientation
Well,
is.
you might have to.
people, you got to remember,
I
those
just
people
don't get it.
have been in the closet for years
yeah,
and years, and
yeah.
finally they can
Yeah.
open up for the
But
way
they've
they
been
feel.
out of the closet for many years now.
But that's
so-
fine. That's fine.
But it just,
they just
I just
feel that
feel
way.
like they're constantly marching on Washington.
But it
for
doesn't
this or
hurt
that.
nobody. It doesn't bother nobody.
well,
it doesn't
well,
hurt anybody.
but I
They're
think
not
It's-
out there
they're not
hurting people.
No. However,
So weird.
it's also taxpayer dollars being used if they want to have a parade and they need protection. You know, now you got to
Oh,
pay the
that's a
police
valid
to be
point.
there.
That's-
I mean, that's a whole.
But
You
there's
can just
also
spin
when
this
the
so many
Patriots
ways.
win, when this one wins, how much money does that cost Boston to have
I
all?
know, but
why?
there's a
Why do they
reason
need
to-
why?
They won.
Big deal. A lot of people when they make millions and millions of dollars.
Right, so the town
they
for
take
the
a knee.
fans, and the fans go out there, and so, she just hates football players.
Oh, I don't hate football players. I like football players. I don't like the football players that get paid all that money. They're supposed to be
But you didn't
role
watch
models.
You wouldn't watch
models,
anything.
I
do
wouldn't watch
agree.
anything because
No,
they
I do
took
agree
the
with
knee.
that. They are.
And your
yes.
President Trump said that, not me.
He's not my president. He's our president. He's not my president.
Bonnie,
he's
I
our
do
president.
agree that anyone who
He's
takes
the one
a
who
knee, I
said
have
we
no
should
respect
not
for.
watch
That's why
the
I
football.
probably
Well, I
very
watch
well.
football games.
But he said that.
Well, you're yes.
Yes, he
But
did.
now, on a different note,
Yes.
someone who I wish could not say everything that comes out of her mouth because it's very offensive, and because of the way she speaks, there might be a gig at the big screen for all of us, because I think there needs to be a new view in town. And
I
I'm thinking
agree.
about writing to some of the big producers in Hollywood and New York,
Yes.
because
Yeah.
I think it's time to get the old view out and in with
Yeah,
the new
I
view.
think
Is she the only original one
Yeah,
still?
she
They
Well, her and
transitioned-
Whoopi.
I don't
wasn't
know
an
how
original.
she's
been
held
on.
She wasn't an
No, I
original.
don't know how Joy has stayed on there all for
Well,
the
she left for
offensive
a
things.
while. She was off it for a little
They
bit.
should have not let her come back.
And
But
then
I'm
she
surprised
I
came
don't think
back.
we've even said who we're talking about.
Joy.
Okay, we're talking about The View.
Yes.
Is it
The
ABC?
yeah,
Is that? And their ratings have been tanking steadily.
Oh, that's why I think it's
and
time
if
for
they-
a new show.
Yeah, if they continue to let Joy Behar be on their show, I think it's going to tank even some more.
I
I-
think she comes out with.
I was thinking about it. I wonder if part of what she says is for shock value,
value?
and to
Because
get
she was a
ratings.
comedian.
But then if it's working in the reverse
It's-
effect,
Yeah, I mean, to me, she's not funny. I think she's
No.
offensive.
Oh.
I think she's a bigot. And that's what she accuses everyone else of is what she does.
Right.
And the most recent was saying, she was equating
Our
Mike,
vice president.
right, who said, he prays and, speaks to Jesus, and he says Jesus speaks to him. And she made fun of it. Well, if you're hearing voices and you're hearing Jesus talk to you, then I think you're mentally ill.
Yeah. That's-
So
yeah.
now-
Shame on Joy. That's bad. You
she
just can't
claims,
say that. That's
so to me,
bad.
she's attacking Christianity because
Yes.
there are many people
Yes.
that feel the same way.
Right.
And she claims she's a Christian. And then she goes on to say, well, I give money to the churches. I support them. Okay, guess what? Tax write-off. You need a tax write-off. If you were doing this in an altruistic way, you wouldn't be on national TV saying, I donate money to the church.
You're absolutely
You're not being altruistic in it. You're phony, Joy.
Right.
You are phony.
Erin's like, "Whoop."
well, no, because I didn't know
She
I
is-
didn't know about the donating to the church
Yes.
part. But
she said I support Christianity. I donate. I'm a Christian. I donate money to the churches.
yeah,
So where's the altruistic move there? Where is it? There's no altruism. You're doing it because it's a tax write-off for you because you're making big bucks.
It's
We, on the other hand, are
amazing.
not making big bucks here, okay?
Oh, no, no.
We don't make any money doing
And
this.
that's why we are available, that if
Yes,
we
so,
needed to,
you know.
to come to the big screen,
Then we can
weekends
come.
we could probably do
Right.
it, but,
I
but
don't,
yeah.
I don't know if you happen to see, I just saw a few like little clips because I won't watch the show, but because I had heard about it,
Yeah.
I brought up a few things on YouTube. Meghan McCain was very uncomfortable during this whole exchange
I don't
about it,
know
I
how
guess,
she does it.
over
God
the
bless
past
her.
few days. And as she was trying to talk about it, because Whoopi brought the subject up on TV.
And it was Emma Rosa who initially,
Is
I
she
think,
the-
said it, who kind
On
of was the
Big
root of it.
Brother.
On-
Big
yeah,
Brother,
yeah.
Yes, on the Big
who
Brother
used
show.
to be
She
on
started all
President
that.
Trump's show.
Apprentice.
Yeah, The
Yeah.
Apprentice. And then now, since has been removed or has left the White House. So
Right.
that's who started this initially.
But So Whoopi brought it up, and Whoopi said, this is not about ABC and the ratings. Let's leave ABC out of this.
So this
And-
was after the fact of Joy's comment.
Yes.
Okay.
So now this, I think, was, I don't know if it was today or yesterday that they have Whoopi making these statements. So Meghan McCain was trying to say why she felt uncomfortable and that was attacking, Christianity. And Whoopi goes, well, wait. Can you make this quicker? Because we need to move on. So because Whoopi didn't want to talk about the subject, she's trying to make, she's putting peer pressure on Meghan to talk quickly about it, her feelings.
But was it Whoopi or a producer in her ear telling her move on from this?
Oh,
she-
Erin, see, this is you're
She
right.
had a
That's-
script in front of her
Okay.
of topics, but the way Whoopi said, well, can you talk a little faster?
Okay.
To me was extremely rude, and here we go, liberal again, didn't want to talk about something that Whoopi didn't want to talk about. That's
Okay.
my take on it.
Okay.
You
The
can
only
go back
reason
and
I
watch
asked
the
that is
clips.
because I know because they have to stay on a schedule.
Right.
They have people telling them, okay, you're going too long.
Right.
Well,
Move
why-
on.
Right.
But
So
it
that
sounds
could
like she
be.
could have handled it better if that was even the case.
Right, so you're going to shut Meghan McCain down real quick, okay? But you let Joy
Allow Joy
Behar's mouth run
Yeah,
over.
yeah.
to ramble.
I
Megan
to
does
me
a
it's,
phenomenal job
you know-
of trying to hold her own, and
Joy Behar is so quick to knock the government, who protects her freedom of speech,
Yeah.
who protects her physically,
Yeah.
okay? You're biting the hand that feeds you.
Yeah.
I think what they should do is give her a one-way ticket to a country over, like in the Middle East somewhere, where women cannot give their viewpoints as loudly as she does. And just go live there. You don't like what's happening here?
Yeah.
Go live there. Try to get on a TV show over there and voice your opinions. And let's see how you do.
I don't really watch The View because I'm not usually home when it's on.
Right.
But I did watch the clip of her talking about the vice president, and it seems to me like it must be a pattern with her where she just says what's on her mind without taking a moment to think about it. And the problem that could occur with that, especially when you're talking about the vice president, is she could get in trouble for slander.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So she does have to be careful about
Very
that.
good point.
Yeah.
Erin. It's true. Yeah.
And I don't feel it's right that she can come back the next day and say, oh, it was a joke. That's what she said. It
It
was a
didn't
joke.
come across as
I
a
was trying to
joke,
be
I
funny.
don't think, though.
Yeah, that's not what you did, Joy. So
Yeah.
again, you're phony, Joy.
Yep. Good. That was.
That's my word on
well.
it.
Well, and I think we agree with you. That was wherever that came from. That.
So should ABC need to replace the old View people because they're so boring and old? You can get some new old blood in, and,
Yes.
and we'd be happy to do it, right?
Erin Kirby, we would definitely be honored to, and I think it might be time for a change.
I think we'd have a lot more
absolutely.
finesse.
I think we would, and with Erin and Drew behind the scenes, and Al and Dick recruiting things for us, I think that we would, or perhaps maybe at the state level. You never know. 'Cause I think this show is it's gone a lot further than we thought it would.
It did,
And, with all the
yes.
different things we've been involved with. So,
Yeah.
all right. Well, anything else that we've covered?
Any other topics?
No,
I think that's basically
yeah,
it tonight.
no. And our next show is going to be filmed at Deja Vu.
Yes.
Right
Nice.
here.
That'll be fun.
It's going to be fascinating. Shout out to Tim and Martha, the owners, who are welcoming us in a couple weeks. So you're going to love it. And thank you. And good night.
Oh, wait, we
Oh,
got to tell them
oh.
our information.
Sorry.
So there is a Twitter and a Facebook page. Both are Londonderry View. They will be listed at the end of the show in the credits, or you can just search Londonderry View to find those. But the email address is londonderryview4@gmail.com.
Very
Thank
good.
you.
Thank you.
You're done good.
All right. And it's time to say good night. And thank you. Good night. Good night.